Hello and welcome to Mugaris. My name is Manyenga.
And I'm Mungu.
All right, today we've got a special car for you. And remember last week when we were talking about the Mitsubishi Triton and I told you that we could get an alternative to the Mitsubishi Triton?
We talked about the Mitsubishi Triton, a really beautiful car, nice car, great bakkie. It's a strong, sturdy vehicle. I love the car. I love the review.
Mungu.
And it's one of the best.
Mungu, we talked about the Triton last week.
Yeah.
This week we're talking about the GWM P Series.
This is the car you're saying is a direct competition.
This is the direct competition to the Mitsubishi Triton. Okay, fine. I can see it on your face. An alternative to the Mitsubishi Triton. How's that?
Yeah. I mean, you may have to make the case. You have to make the case why you think this can be an alternative to the Mitsubishi Triton.
And that's exactly what we're going to do in the following clip. When we picked up the P Series, the crew and I were amazed to see how big it was. It sits larger than a Mitsubishi Triton, Toyota Hilux or Ford Ranger and nearly rivals the VW Amarok in width. The interior felt upmarket with artificial leather seats and diamond patterned stitching, while the rest of the cabin was well put together. Neat plastics, pretty finishes, a soft touch dash and a large infotainment screen along with a digital instrument cluster were all included. This was surprising considering this top-end P Series retails at 49,000 United States dollars.
Cheap!
That's the point. Anyway, if you put it against a competing range-topping Ford Ranger, for example, Ford's real leather interior feels high quality.
Feel? It is high quality.
It'll also cost you a few thousand more. The massive size of the P Series was something that took me a while to get used to. The round view camera came in handy for the very first time I parked it. Whether I need the camera or not, it was a feature that I thoroughly enjoyed. Now let's talk about space and comfort. The moment that you get into a P Series, the first thing that you notice are the seats. The seats are comfortable. Look at the stitching here. Look at that stitching. Quality. Mungu? You're in agreement. These seats are heated as well. You won't find that in the Mitsubishi Triton. No, you won't. These seats are heated. For the price that this car is going for, I mean, it comes with quirks that are just mind-blowing. Look at this 9-inch screen here. It's HD. It just feels nice to just press and it responds almost immediately. This is it's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well, so you can connect your device and use this as your device. It's amazing. You can control your aircon as well with this screen. Your reverse camera is in HD, unlike Triton.
Look, I want to be positive about this vehicle. I want to be positive, and I'm going to be positive. You can finish what's happening in the front there, and I'll tell you what I feel like in the back.
So you're going to keep quiet now?
I'll try to.
Thank you.
With my mouth.
This is where the P Series really stood out for me. The interior is incredibly well trimmed for what is essentially an entry-level commercial-grade vehicle. Also of note is that the interior was comparable to that of the Amarok, with plenty of space for even a heavy-built Mungu.
Behave, my guy.
Sorry, mate. Not only was the P Series very comfortable to drive, it was also comfortable to be a passenger in, unlike the Mitsubishi Triton. With more cubbies and holders that you would think, making the interior very user-friendly.
Right. The space at the back here is like we said, it's a huge vehicle based on a really big chassis, which means therefore that whatever height you are and whatever driving position that's up front there, you will still have really good headspace. Legroom is quite amazing. Like Manyenga would say, I'm not a short person and I'm not quite but my legs fit here. That's how we would say it. But still, anybody can fit here. I mean, if you want to do a shika sort of thing, which is illegal, you'll make a lot of money, I'm sure. Right, so what else is at the back? Apart from the fact that everywhere you look at it is airbags. This is quite a really safe vehicle. How many airbags do you have on the front there?
In the whole car, there's 7 airbags.
In the whole car, 7 airbags in this car, which means generally it's a really safe vehicle. I think it is a sci-fi vehicle. The things that this car can do. I'm a cynic. I don't like this car up as compared to the Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi.
But how is it like to drive? The P Series marks a departure from the other GWM bakkie offerings. Don't get me wrong, it is still a double cab running on leaf springs in the rear, so the double cab bounce is still there, although it is greatly reduced and only becomes problematic on heavily corrugated roads. The front suspension felt compliant on road and felt very familiar to the Haval H9. In fact, the entire drivetrain handling dynamics felt very H9-like. This is a good thing, as this is what separates the good double cabs from workhorses, the ability to have a drive that feels SUV-like. The drive was absolutely fantastic, an excellent interior with low NVH, an amazing four-wheel drive system that took some serious punishment and steering to fall in love over. Direct, not too light, not too heavy, and not vague in the slightest. The P Series really shone once we took to the dirt, with comparable off-speed spec of 29 degrees approach angle. (19 degrees breakover and 25 degrees departure, as well as 4H4L diff lock and hill descent control. The rough stuff was no match. What surprised even more was the four-wheel drive system that handled everything we threw at it, and then some.
So relatively better than the Mitsubishi Triton.
Don't get me started.
Okay, let's talk about performance. With most double cab offerings now heading towards the 2.0 turbo side of things, it is interesting to note that the P Series boasts higher engine output than its two most obvious rivals. The P Series is available in the 2-liter turbo diesel engine mated to either a 6-speed manual or 8-speed auto. The engine puts out 120 kilowatts and 400 newton meters worth of torque.
Far less power than a Triton.
Okay, never mind the interference. I was saying, the engine puts out 120 kilowatts and 400 newton meters worth of torque, which is a few more than the competitors, and you can definitely feel it. Our tests only reveal one shortcoming, and that was the complete lack of power under 2000 RPMs. On the road, the 2-liter turbo diesel engine did its job sufficiently well. The bakkie's 400 newton meters of torque is fine for any obstacle or hills you want to take on, but 120 kilowatts of power is a little lackluster. It picks up speed a bit too slow for my liking, but maintains it well enough once you are there. Another assistant feature that stood out after only a few minutes on the road was the lane keep assist program. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it works. That being said, the additional systems such as keyless entry, blind spot assist, and rear cross traffic alert were useful nearly every day, and they were welcome additions to my driving experience. We all know that Zimbabweans,
Like me?
are brand conscious and are devotees of their chosen logo, but at this moment, money talks. I don't believe the introduction of the P Series is going to dramatically shift buying patterns immediately, but much like its Haval brethren, it is going to create a slow burn among consumers that will see many opting for the GWM brand once they see the value of money and levels of quality. The P Series is styled like a Ranger, is as tough as a Hilux, and drives like an Isuzu and costs a heck of a lot less than a Triton. The opposition better keep an eye out.
Oh, please.
This is a no-fly-by-night Chinese brand that will leave you in the lurch. With the growing base of consumers trusting in Haval, I think it will be a lot easier for buyers to take a leap of faith and buy into GWM vehicle that I have no doubt is going to be a serious top 3 contender before long. Convinced yet?
Look, it was different after reflection. And you look at what this car then offers you. Yeah, it does have some pluses. It does have some advantages. I like the fact that there's a lot of technology in this car. I like the fact that it is quite affordable as compared to cars in its range. I like that fact. However, it's one of those things where you then say, look, do you have the money? Do you not have the money? Do you like technology, or do you like practical nitty-gritties of a vehicle? You get what I'm saying?
It still does have it.
Yeah, it still does have those.
Have you seen the loading pan?
It is huge.
Yeah, you can load up to 1,000 kgs in that loading pan.
Exactly.
How many can you load in a Mitsubishi Triton?
You can a lot. It's quite sturdy.
Yeah, but not as much
Like
as
we
this
said,
one,
we're
isn't
not
it?
talking about the Mitsubishi. In fact,
You talked about
that you bring it
practicality.
up. I like the fact that you bring it up, and you bring up the whole Triton. You know what we did. You know what we did.
No, we're not going to show that.
Yeah, we're going to show it.
No, we're not.
So this is what we did. He's saying it's an amazing car. Yeah, it is okay. The P Series is quite affordable and it's nice. I think they're going the right direction. However, this is what we did. Watch for yourselves. It was a direct head-to-head in terms of what needed to be done, had to be done. Somebody needed to be shown what something is actually about, don't you think?
Please, everybody, do note that I had the aircon and the radio on.
Whatever the whole issue is, check this out.
Ready for the race. One thing that I want to teach is a lesson that dinosaur. That's right. Yeah.
I was born to win. That's what's happening. This is a Mitsubishi, and it is power. 1, 2, 3.
I swear to have me.
Yes, mama! Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh,
The only one because I had the radio on. The only one because I got the radio on.
what radio?
Yeah, that took most of the power from the engine. That's the only reason why you won.
That is what you call Japanese engineering. Now that's what you call victory at its very best. However, I do give it to the P Series, which I think no, it's not a bad car. It's not a bad car, but the fact still remains. You know, you lost.
It was just a drag race. These things were never meant for drag racing. Anyway, the major selling point of this car is that everybody knows that a truck is a body and frame.
Yeah.
And you don't expect much comfort inside.
Yeah.
You don't expect much handling inside. But this is really quite decent.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of comfort inside, a lot of driver packages inside there. The infotainment system is magnificent, and we're talking about a bakkie.
Yeah.
You've got massage seats. You've got electronic adjustments on both seats. Unlike the Mitsubishi Triton, where the electronic adjustment is only for the driver. Have you got something to say about that?
Look, I'm trying to be nice.
Of course
I'm
he
trying to
does.
be nice, and I will say I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the whole satellite parking assist, like the whole, what you call it?
A 360 view.
360 view. Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's easy to park, especially in these days. Remember when we talked about the issue that, parking a car, especially in the CBDs in most cities in this country, it's a hassle.
It's a hassle.
Because the lanes and then the bays are a bit too small, especially for a monster.
For a monster of
Like this one, and monster because of size, not monster because of power. It doesn't pack that much in terms of power. However, I do give it to you. It's not a bad car. It's an emerging car, which is not bad for this market. It's not good. It's not bad for the African market.
given a choice,
Yeah.
Triton or P Series.
Why would you give me a choice? Why would you give? Look, if I have all the money in the world, I wouldn't pick any of that.
Oh gosh.
But if I do have the money, which is, commensurate with basically how I'm dressed today,
Yeah.
of course, I would get a Triton.
A Triton over this.
Yeah, I think
Why
it's
would you
more
go?
practical.
Why would you go for the Triton?
It looks better.
It looks better than this.
It's better. It's got a.
Ah man!
It's a sturdier vehicle. I mean, you won't go wrong with Mitsubishi. You would not go wrong with Mitsubishi.
And you'll go wrong with GWM.
Still try it. We still
Oh,
try
come
it.
on, man.
I mean, it's a new market for it, and we're trying to see exactly if it's really going to make it. But for me, I would definitely go with the Titan.
All right, this is what I got to tell you. Number one, this thing rides really well for a truck.
It does.
Got a lot of equipment on it,
Yeah.
and is only $49,000. So That's it.
the punchline there.
$49,000, and you've got all the driver assistant packages. Everything is in here, and you can get it.
Technology, my guy, for technology. Yes. Yes, the Chinese technology is great. And that's it for this show.
That's it for this show.
Yeah.
Join us next week where we take a look at another car.
Another vehicle. This is Mumhari.
My name is Manyenga.
And his name is Manyenga. Somebody has to tell you what to name.
There's a truck coming.
Whatever.
Oh, we've got a truck right in front of us.